Hi guys, welcome to this quick review about this Orcra mosquito zipper. It's called 3-in-1 mosquito zipper or trap. It's pretty cheap currently on Amazon. Looks very tempting. Pictures are looking really good. When you get this device, looks also very awesome, especially when you turn it on. I'm going to show you that later. But how is it really working? Is it really worth to buy it? What we have to make sure before we start it, we have to remove this insect trap. I mean, there's no rotation needed or so, just pull it out. And then you have to use one of these glue traps or sticks here, these pads. Yeah, they are sticking pretty hard. Not this part. So I think we can just bend this thing here a little bit around and put it in. So after that, when they are full of mosquitoes, we can just grab it here and take it out and replace it with a new one. The problem is then just, there are just 5 of them. What are we going to do when we run out of them? And that's probably pretty fast, at least as long as it's working. So yeah, we'll see later. So I'll just push it back. It's a little bit weird, but it's really just pushing in and pulling back. There are no real feet, no soft rubber feet. It's just hard plastic, but it's supposed to be hung up anyway a little bit above, because they are saying it attracts more mosquitoes or more flies or these things. And the other thing is you want to avoid as much as possible eye contact with the LED, the ultraviolet LEDs. It comes also with this cable. I mean, it's not a charging cable, it's a power cable. We have to use USB power, normal, something like that can also help. Power bank works also when you're out in the woods, so this would be possible. We turn the thing on, we push here inside and it starts working, and you can see how nice this looks. It's really beautiful one, especially when we turn off the light. Maybe come a little bit closer here. You can see that's really beautiful, but you can also see or feel or hear one of the big problems. I think the fan has quite some problem. I mean, what they're really saying, don't look into the UV lights. I mean, UV light is nothing really too good. It's almost like looking into the sun. I mean, of course it's not so strong, but it's still UV light, so be careful and better hang it up high in the air so children cannot watch into the thing, or even pets or so. That's really important. Again, it's looking really nice, but the problem is that the fan, it makes quite some noise. When I hold it tight here with my hands, then sometimes it's rather quiet, but sometimes it makes really quite a lot of noise, I can tell you, especially when I have it here on something like a sideboard or something like that. Maybe you can hear that now. It somehow looks like the fan is totally off center or something is broken. I have no clue. I mean, I just got it new, nicely packaged. There was no damage on the box, so I guess it will be same thing for all these devices. Don't expect anything better than that when you order this one here. I mean, when you have it up in the air, it's a little bit more quiet, I have to admit. That's definitely much better. That's a huge difference. So don't expect to put it down like this, but okay, it looks really that when you have it hanging, not always, but just sometimes, maybe depending on the angle how you hang it up, maybe it can be a little bit more quiet, but you can see now that even when it's hanging now, it's still producing crazy noise. And you can see also the UV light. You have to be really careful, don't go too close to the UV light. It's also somehow a little bit of my complaints here that you can directly look at the UV light. I had preferred that the UV light would be a little bit protected, so you could not look directly into the UV light. Also something to consider, even though it's just USB, it consumes quite some power. You can see they are saying 3 watts. I would say it's rather just 1 watt, so that's actually the good thing. And yeah, if you have a power bank like a 10,000 milliamps power bank, so this could run from this power bank about 50 hours, I mean almost like a full weekend. That's the good thing. So despite the high noise, I'll put it outside and let it run for a while, and then I'll check if I can find some mosquitoes or bugs or whatsoever, and then I'll finish the review. So I had this mosquito trap running the whole night outside in the garage, and so here let's check the results. By the way, it's still doing the same thing, I mean doing the same noise when we have it here, but when we have it hanging and especially in the right angle, it can be very silent. So this is how it worked. One good thing I noticed is that it was running the whole night absolutely quiet, nothing to hear, something like that. So it doesn't need a lot, just maybe put it on a towel where it's a little bit leaning, and then it's compensating the problem with the fan. So you can hear that I could run this for hours or days and it would work perfectly. But now let's turn it off and check how many insects we have been catching, and yeah, we see absolutely nothing, no success. There was absolutely nothing, not a single mosquito inside, unfortunately. So we'll put it back here. I think we can just do it also like that, and it will hold up this container nicely. So what I'm going to do tonight is to put it outside where we have a lot of mosquitoes here, of course, in Florida, and I'll leave it running for a couple of hours, and then I'll check again if I find some mosquitoes inside. So this is the next check after having the thing outside for 12 hours, basically the whole night in the worst area where there's a lot of light, where we probably have most of the mosquitoes. I haven't checked, so let's open it and check now. And yeah, there's quite a difference. You can see a lot of mosquitoes have been trapped here. So it looks like this sticky thing, this sticky plate is really working. But can we remove it without touching it? Yeah, I would say this definitely works. Everything is sticking, but or more or less, yeah, I lost a little bit. But the thing is, this is not going to work for weeks or months or years. We have just a handful of these plates. What's going to happen when we don't have such a thing? I mean, on the market there are a lot of similar devices which trap just the mosquitoes and bugs, and then there's a very fine mesh strainer down here, and in this device the fan is so strong that it keeps the mosquitoes down there, and so over time they are basically dehydrating. So will it also work here? I think here the openings are a little bit too large. I guess a lot of the small mosquitoes could escape, but let's see. So I will do now same thing overnight without the sticky plate, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on this device. And so here we are with the result, and yeah, it's more or less as expected. I mean, almost a little bit better. Yeah, I thought almost everything would escape, but you can see that a couple of large insects or bugs have been trapped inside, but of course the small mosquitoes, small flies, all these things have been easily escaping through these slots, through the gaps here. That's definitely not a good construction. Something like that should have a nice lid, and it should also have a fine mesh on the side so that nothing can escape. So that would actually then work without any gluing sticks. I don't know why they have chosen this solution. Maybe they were thinking about they can sell a lot of these glue sticks, but I don't think that a lot of people would invest a lot of money into such a thing, because there are a lot of products around on the market which work exactly as I've told you, with a nice lid which automatically closes when you remove this container here, and with a fine mesh. I have already had something like that. I mean, not battery operated, not USB powered, but normal power, but I'm pretty sure it's also existing with USB power. So that's the result. And also the problem then with the fan, I mean, I'm not very happy with something which you have to be very careful and to hang up a little bit leaning, so it's not producing some really strange weird sound over time. I think the fan is really very cheap and very disappointing, the whole thing. I mean, it's a beautiful device, but it's definitely not worth the money, so I cannot recommend to buy the thing. But I mean, I'll put the link down to the Amazon listing anyway down into the description, so you can check it out, maybe look for something else. And I still hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below. I'm always happy to talk about these things, and if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, see you next time.